Imagine a patient rushed into the ER. His heart rate is dropping. He is bleeding and he's gasping for oxygen. A doctor walks in, looks at the blank clipboard, and looks over the patient and says, "Can I have your account number and tell me the reason why you're here?" This is exactly what is happening in your contact centers every single second. You call it customer service. For customers, it's digital amnesia. Hello, everyone. My name is Shalama. I lead customer experience solutions and go-to-market strategy for AWS. For last 20 years, I have spent at the intersection of enterprise communications and customer data. And there is one uncomfortable truth I have realized over last 20 years is that we're asking our customers to be our data integrators. We call ourselves customer obsessed and data driven, but every time that customer picks up that phone, we treat them like strangers. Today, you're going to learn how AWS and Telium has come together to solve exactly that problem. How you can convert your contact centers into Insights Lab, where every customer conversation drives revenue growth. Meet David. David is your VIP customer for last 5 years. He just spent 10 minutes browsing through your website, and he hit checkout error 5 times. He calls your contact center as a last resort. And as soon as he hits the contact center and reaches an agent asks him, "Can I have your account number and tell me the reason you're here?" David is bleeding loyalty on the other side of the phone, and agent is asking him, "Tell me the reason why you're here." At that time, you're losing David as the customer. We have given our doctors, that is our agents, blindfolds, and then we are asking why the survival rates are so low. That is the CSAT and customer retention. So let's see why this is happening. You have spent time, energy, and effort in building world-class CDP. It is data-rich, it has real-time signals, and it has customer intent. But your contact center is cold. There is a huge glass wall between your CDP and your contact center. Think of your CDP as the brain and contact centers as hands, and the nerves connecting the two are shattered. In 2026, if your data doesn't travel at the speed of the dial tone, it's not an asset, it's a liability. Every second an agent spends in triaging David is a second wasted in lost revenue. So how do we solve this problem? That's where AWS and Telium has come together to shatter that glass wall. We have built the bridge. With Telium real-time event streams and AWS Amazon Connect, we have built the pipes right into agents' eyes and ears. We have moved from what happened yesterday to how David is feeling right now. Now let's go back to David. Now, good doctors, they don't wait for David to end up in the ER. They practice preventive care. As David is struggling through the website, Telium detects those signals. Telium detects that struggle. And like a good doctor, Telium sends the care package. And care package looks like this. "Hi, David, we have noticed a glitch on the page you're on. We have fixed it. Refresh your screen and enjoy $10 off for the trouble." At that moment, you didn't just save David, you saved yourself and David an expensive visit to the ER. Now, for the Davids who actually still decide to reach out to the hospital, it's same David, same glitch, but a different outcome. As soon as agent picks up the phone, he says, David, I see the glitch, I have cleared it, and since it's your 5-year anniversary with us, tomorrow, I have added $10 off to your account. David doesn't just stops bleeding. You actually made David your loyal customer for next 5 years. Now look at this at scale. While agent was busy saving David, Telium sensed that in last 20 minutes, 50 other Davids called with the same fever caused by the marketing campaign that was launched this morning. In the old world, that marketing campaign would have spent $100,000 in something that's actually killing your brand. But in the new world, Telium sensed it, paused the campaign, and sent a notification to the CMO. At that moment, you didn't just save David, you saved your company the entire Q2 marketing budget. For the last 30 years, CFOs are seeing contact centers as cost centers, a line item that needs to be minimized, shrunk, or outsourced. But when you act on real-time signals, you flip the script. At that moment, it's not $12 cost of the phone call to your contact center. It's a $488 win if your agent helps David close that $500 purchase. And that's how you can convert your contact centers as the source of the cost to your business to the source of new revenue. At that moment, you're not running a contact center. You're running a high-velocity sales force powered by the most accurate data in the organization. Now, how do you gauge those signals? I call it digital pulse. Majority of the organizations are running on autopsy data. That is what happened yesterday. But by the time you figure out what happened, it's already too late to act on it. The framework I use is pushing away and pulling in signals. Pushing away means a customer is frequently visiting the cancel page. They're using high frustration language in the chatbots. Obviously, the customer is pushing away, moving away from your business. But now, as soon as that customer calls in, you should be able to nudge your agent that prioritize empathy over efficiency. For the customers who are pulling in means they are repeatedly viewing the same product. They are checking shipping dates and customer reviews. Obviously, he's interested in your product. But now if that customer is calling in just to reset the password, then agent shouldn't just reset the password. He should prioritize that offer. That's how you scale authenticity. That's how you leverage AI to give thousands of your agents the same gut instinct that your best salesperson has. Now, let me take you to a journey. Not a product and features journey, but a customer journey. The entire customer journey lifecycle can be summarized in 4 stages. The very first one is acquire. You should be able to reach your customer when he needs your product the most. And as soon as that customer reaches your contact center, your agent should be able to tell that this is a high propensity buyer. Second is retention. The studies have proved this over and over again that the cost of acquiring a new customer is much more than retaining an existing one. So you should be able to catch those churn signals before the customer says goodbye to you. And once you have that customer, you should be able to protect that customer from fraudsters. And finally, when your good customers are experiencing difficult times, you should be able to catch those distress signals before they end up in your balance sheets as bad debt. So let's revisit these 4 stages one by one. Let me ask you a question. How much you all spent in acquiring a customer? Remember those marketing events, targeting and retargeting campaigns? I'm sure all of you spend millions of dollars in acquiring these customers. Now let me ask you even a harder question. How many of you can say that as soon as that high propensity buyer reaches your contact center, your agents can tell that this is the buyer who's interested in your product? I'm sure all of you can say no. Now, that's the story of Priya. Priya has been browsing your premium products page for the last 3 weeks. She has compared the pricing 4 times. She has downloaded the white paper, which means that she knows what your product can or cannot do. Now she calls your contact center for a general inquiry. In the old world, agent sees this as a general inquiry, reads the by default script, and completes that call by sending her a brochure to a customer who has visited your pricing 4 times. Priya was polite. She hangs up and buys from your competitor. You spent millions of dollars getting Priya to this point, and you lost Priya in just 4 minutes. Now look at the different scenario where Telium is working. As soon as Priya calls the contact center, agent's desktop glows up. It says that Priya is already 80% down the funnel. She has already downloaded the brochure and has been comparing pricing 4 times in last 1 week. Agent creates a tailored message just for Priya. Priya converts right there on the phone. 0 marketing dollars spent. Priya already had made up her mind. All she wanted to hear was she's making the right decision and now is the right time. And agent delivered just that to Priya. So this is the retention story of Sarah. Sarah is your premium customer for last 5 years. She spends $5,000 per year in subscription. But lately, Sarah's behavior has changed. She has visited cancel page couple of times in last 1 week. And she has ignored 3 promotional emails, which is very unlike Sarah. In the old world, Sarah is a silent churn. Nobody would have known what happened to Sarah. But in the new world, as soon as Sarah calls in for a general billing inquiry, agent gets a message that it's a retention emergency. Agent not only solves Sarah's general billing inquiry, but also offers her credit for all the problems that has been caused in her account. He also sees that Sarah is interested in the new Echo line of products, and he tells Sarah that I sent you a free product trial for you. So what had happened at that moment? At that moment, agent didn't just save Sarah. He also introduced her to the new product line. Now think about it. Multiply that $5,000 per year subscription customer with 2,000 other Sarahs. That's a $10 million revenue protection strategy. Now the same real-time signals that alerted agent that Sarah is about to cancel, the same signals also alerted agent that this is actually not Sarah. Meet Alex, or at least someone who's pretending to be Alex. He calls the call center at 2 a.m. and wanted to reset the password and also transfer $12,000. And here is an interesting point. Alex had 4 rapid page jumps in the last 90 seconds, which means that this fraudster Alex has no idea what he's doing. But here's the major red flag. Alex is your customer for 5 years, but he has never called your contact center. No prior call history. In the old world, agent sees this as a standard funds transfer request. Ask Alex for the last 4 digits of his social security number, which, by the way, got breached 2 years ago, and completes that $12,000 transfer. Now, real Alex wakes up 48 hours later and sees $12,000 gone. He's furious. He just lost trust in your company. In the new world, Telium sees that and signals dual-factor authentication. If the real Alex is really having a weird night, $12,000 go through. But if not, then it pauses right there. And the fraudster Alex has no idea that he got caught. No high-pitched voices, no frustration language, and $12,000 saved. And you kept Alex's trust. Studies have shown that if you intervene early, you can reduce the chances of fraud by 40 to 60%. Now let's move away from customer delight scenarios to the cold, harsh reality of balance sheets. In a high-velocity call center, for example, banking or telcos, a typical bad debt percentage is somewhere between 1 to 3%. So think about a mid-sized telco of $10 billion. That's $100 million to $300 million revenue leakage every year. And bad debt never comes alone. It comes with customer churn. Customers who are not able to pay their bills and eventually churn. Meet Mark. Mark is your loyal customer for past 3 years. He's never late on payments. However, he's going through a particularly difficult phase in his life. There is a smoke. Mark is visiting hardship page multiple times. He's repeatedly checking early withdrawal options. There is a smoke. But here's the interesting part. Mark is not yet late in his payments. Now, in the old world, Mark will end up in the collections and eventually churn. But in this world, Telium actually catches that smoke and sends it to Amazon Connect. Amazon Connect creates a campaign just for Mark and sends it to the agent. Agent dials out and makes a phone call to Mark. But here's the beauty. It's not an embarrassing collections call to Mark. It's a consultation call. Agent offers 90-day interest-only payment for Mark that actually fits his budget. What just happened? 3 things. 1, recovered revenue. Studies have shown that if you intervene early on, you can increase the chances of collections by 10 to 30%. Second, operational cost saving. You prevented your company in third-party agency commissions. And finally, customer retention. Because you helped Mark in particularly difficult phase of his life, you actually earn Mark as your customer for lifetime. You must be thinking that, Shalama, all of this sounds great, but how do I go back in my organization and implement this at scale? I give you 3-step playbook. First, mirror test. I recommend you call your contact centers yourself and experience that digital amnesia firsthand. Count how many times you have to repeat yourself and identify those friction and value gaps. By day 30, identify one high-value use case, not 3, not 5, not 10, just one, and demonstrate that it actually works at scale. By day 90, take that data from the agent screens to CMO dashboards. Use these real-time signals to plan your customer acquisition, retention, and collection strategy. And that's how you can turn your company into a responsive enterprise. The hospital that knows their patients before they walk through those doors. Contact centers are sitting on a gold mine of data. And most of the companies are leaving it untapped. You have an opportunity to convert your enterprise into an agentic enterprise that's actually running on real-time signals to keep your customers happy, healthy, and loyal. My challenge to you, go back to your organizations, rip that blindfold off, and stop asking your customers to repeat their pain over and over again. Remove that digital amnesia. Thank you.